Hi, this is Professor Muldrow, and I'm going to show you how to download, install, and use the BlueJ development tool for Java. First thing you do is you bring up a web browser and you go to this website, bluej.org, blue, the letter J.org. If you have a Windows PC, click on this icon. If you have a Mac, click on that icon. And it downloads a file. All you have to do is click on the file that's in your downloads area and let the installation go. It is the easiest installation you will ever see. Once that is done, you have a BlueJ icon on your desktop. So let's double click it. And here's BlueJ. To write a Java program in BlueJ, you must first define a project. So we'll click Project in the menu bar, click New Project in the menu, and give it a name. I'll just call it Yo. You can call it anything you want. Also, take notice of this second box, the location box. That is the folder where your project will be located. Mine is going to be off the desktop. It'll create a folder named Yo. But if you want to change the location of where this folder goes, you can click the Choose button and pick any folder you want. I'm going to stick with the desktop. So I will just click OK. And what you'll notice is down here, I now have a folder named Yo on my desktop. That's where all my project files are. Once you create a project, you must also create a class in Java. So click the New Class button, and you must give the class a name. Typically, you give the class the same name as the project. So the class will also be named Yo. Class language is Java. Class type is class. Click OK. And you get the box. In order to see the Java code, you double-click the box. And you get this window. Now, as you can see, we have a class, public class Yo. That's the name of the class. Each class has a starting and ending curly bracket, as you can see there in green. I'll put a comment here. This is the end of the Yo class. This is sample code inside the class, but we're going to get rid of all this. Every Java program must have a method, also known as a function, but in Java we call it a method. And that first method must be named main. We will say public static void main, and then in parentheses type the word string, square brackets, and the word args, then close the parentheses. And just like a class needs starting and ending curly brackets, main must also have its own set of starting and curly brackets. So this is how a Java program will look when you first start creating it. Now I'm just going to output a simple line of text. To do that, I say system.out.println, and now parentheses, and in double quotes, I'm going to say, Yo, it's Professor Muldrow. Close the double quotes, close the parentheses, and type a semicolon at the end of the line. Got to have that in Java. Now that you've created your program, you must now compile it to make sure you didn't make any mistakes. So you come up here in the class and click the Compile button. And if everything is right, you should see this message in the bottom left. Class compiled, no syntax errors. That's good. To run the program, you go back to the box, you right-click the box, and you select Void Main from this menu. And when this window shows, you click OK. And there is your output. Yo, it's Professor Muldrow. And there you have how to download, install, and use BlueJ for Java programs. If you have any questions, please send me an email at kmuldrow@lbcc.edu.